When exposing a cheater, most of the time you don't get a front row seat to the shit show behind the scenes. Lucky me, I got a front row seat. My ex was in the army and preparing for deployment in a few months. We had already been broken up for a while, but as his deployment neared, we started talking again. He said he was doing more training, and during that time, we were calling, emailing, and chatting online. It got pretty flirtatious, basically like we were dating again. This went on for months. When his deployment day finally came, I stopped by the house he shared with his mom. I was on semi-good terms with her, and left a small gift and note on the porch for her. She wasn't home. I did notice a new car in the driveway, but since they had renters, I didn't think much of it. A couple days later, I got a letter from his mom. She was furious. She accused me of trying to cause problems for her son and his new wife. That's how I found out, through a nasty letter where she also called me a whore for sleeping with her son before marriage. The irony? She had a shotgun wedding herself. She was already pregnant with him when she got married. I had no idea he was even seeing someone, let alone engaged or married. So I decided if they didn't know what he'd been doing, they should. I printed out all of our messages, emails, texts, and phone records. I remembered the car that was in his driveway and thought I'd drive by his house. This unfamiliar car was still in the driveway. This time I noticed it had "just married. Congrats, Girai War and Aura Ito" written on the back window. Not only had they just gotten married, but turns out his new wife was living at his mom's place. Perfect. Now his mom would have to live in the chaos she helped create. I didn't have her full name, so I decided I'd mail them letters to his mom's house, exposing him as a cheater. The first letter was to his new wife. I laid it all out, everything he had been doing behind her back, and included all the receipts. The second letter was to his lovely mother. I told her that during all the time I was talking to her son, not once did he mention a wife. I also reminded her of her own shotgun wedding, since she seemed to have selective memory. I ended the letter by letting her know that his wife now had a full account of what her son had been up to. I sent it with a required signature just to be sure that they'd open it right away. The last message I sent was to my ex, a single line in an email. "You're dead to me." I wanted him to sweat what I knew and what I was going to do. Now, this was back before email security got stricter, and I still had access to his account because he had used my laptop before. Over the next day or so, I logged in to check his emails. Sure enough, the wife got the letter. She tore into him. I had given her our phone records, and apparently, while on their honeymoon, he had left to get ice and called me. Then I saw an email from his mom. She was ripping him a new one too, pissed that she now had to deal with his mess under her own roof. She was complaining that his wife was crying and beside herself that he had cheated. Since he had already deployed, there was nothing he could do but sit with it. I watched as he tried to scramble and explain himself in email after email. It went on for months with him trying to make it better. It was glorious. Chef's kiss, I don't know if they got divorced, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.